Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Coach Prime, Saturday morning, getting active in the transfer portal, landing not one, but two commitments on that offensive line out of the transfer portal class. And this is coming right on the heels of landing five-star commitment Jordan Seaton on the offensive line in the 2024 class. And we said when we were talking Jordan Seaton, it's about to be a very busy next couple of weeks for the Colorado fans as Coach Prime is retooling this roster heading into year two, and he's doing exactly just that. Going to talk about Tyler Johnson, Yakiri Walker, and then a few other targets that are on campus for Colorado this weekend. Before we get into it, just want to say thank you to you guys. There has been a ton of support as this transfer portal window has opened. Nothing more that I love than talking roster construction, and we know Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes are going to get active in terms of roster construction in this transfer portal cycle. If you guys do enjoy the content and enjoy the updates, consider subscribing to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into it. And I want to start with Tyler Johnson, which is by far my favorite commitment that Coach on in this transfer portal cycle this year. You look at Tyler Johnson, he has the pedigree. This is a guy that was a former top 100 national recruit, committed to the Texas Longhorns, but then transfers over to Houston and is a 2-year starter on the inside of that offensive line and has played at an extremely high level. You take a look at some of the work he's done as a pass protector in 2023. Out of 425 pass blocking snaps, he only allowed 10 pressures. And this is a guy that he is built like an offensive lineman that you'd want, 6'5", 320 pounds, but he also plays like it as well. And you look back to last year in Colorado in the transfer portal, they were kind of just grabbing offensive linemen from all over the place and trying to have this group come together in 2023. And we obviously know it didn't necessarily work out the way they would like. You're seeing Coach Prime this transfer portal cycle kind of being a little bit more of a selective buyer in terms of the bodies that he wants to add through the portal. And Tyler Johnson was one of the top interior offensive linemen that was available in the transfer portal. And he checks all the boxes you want, right? Pedigree of a high school recruit. He's also played at a high level in the college football landscape, and he's done it in the Big 12 Conference, which is the conference that the Colorado Buffaloes will be moving to next year. Tyler Johnson, massive get. And what's interesting about Tyler Johnson is I think he could play tackle too. And he played interior offensive line, played that guard position at Houston, but 6'5", 320, really good athlete, was recruited out of high school as an offensive tackle prospect. If Colorado needs help at tackle, I think Tyler Johnson could come in and compete for a tackle spot, but also be a really, really solid guy on the inside of that offensive line. Next guy I want to talk about, going over to Uconn. And again, my favorite part about what Colorado is doing is they're going out and getting guys who've played at a high level in the college football landscape, which is something that in the transfer portal, that's not always the case. A lot of guys in the transfer portal haven't been playing a ton of football at the college football level. These two guys, Tyler Johnson, 2-year starter at Houston. Yakiri Walker played over 900 snaps at Uconn last year, and also a really good pass protector. Playing that center spot, 435 pass blocking opportunities, only gave up 15 pressures. So you're getting a guy in Yakiri Walker, a guy in Tyler Johnson who've played a lot at the FBS level, and they're looking to compete and kind of just add depth and talent to this Colorado offensive line. And one of the things I think is worth noting for Colorado fans is you're probably going to see maybe 10 to 12 offensive linemen come in this transfer portal class. Obviously, only 5 can start. And so not every name that you're going to see is going to be a starter for Colorado, but adding depth and adding just a baseline of talent to this Colorado offensive line room is going to be massive. I mean, Tyler Johnson, he's a guy that I think starts immediately and was one of the better players on the offensive line for Colorado. And Yakiri Walker, I mean, whether he starts, whether he's a reserve, you're feeling good about a guy who is your center too, that's played 900 plus snaps in 2023 at the college football level. 2 really good commitments for Colorado in this transfer portal class. Now, a couple other guys I want to talk about. We're going to go to Ruben Uni. I think that's how you say his last name. Also a guy that's played a lot at the Big 12 level. Plays at Houston as teammates with Tyler Johnson. They both took an official visit to Colorado this weekend. And Ruben Uni, not necessarily committed to Colorado, but his teammate Tyler Johnson committing makes you feel pretty good about potentially Ruben Uni committing as well. And again, really good frame, has played at the Big 12 level, 439 pass blocking snaps last year for the Houston Cougars. Now, not as efficient and effective as a guy like Tyler Johnson in terms of pass pro, gave up 30 pressures, 5 sacks. But again, the conversation that whether Ruben's a guy that comes in and starts immediately or is a reserve, you're getting a former starter at a Big 12 school to come and join this Colorado offensive line. Let's be quite frank, a lot of Colorado fans who watched every Saturday or Friday nights know that this Colorado offensive line was not a Power 5 offensive line. I think everything around it in that offense, Deion Sanders, the wide receivers, the running backs, those guys were Power 5 caliber players. But on the offensive line, it just wasn't there. And so you're getting guys, a Tyler Johnson, a Ruben Uni, who have started at the Big 12 level, at the Power 5 level, and you're feeling really good about what they can do, adding talent and depth to this offensive line. Last two guys I want to talk about, one of my favorite ones in the transfer portal that I think is a massive, massive target for Colorado is Justin Mayers coming from UTEP. This is a guy that's ranked as the number 4th interior offensive line prospect in the transfer portal. Offers from everywhere. SEC schools, Big 10 schools, Big 12 schools. Justin Mayers interested in Colorado. Colorado has obviously extended an offer. This is a guy that's another elite pass protector, right? You talk about Tyler Johnson only giving up 10 pressures all year. Justin Mayers, only 9 pressures on 402 pass blocking opportunities. This is a guy that's played at an extremely high level now. This is a little bit of a different story than a guy like Tyler Johnson because you're making the jump from that group of 5 level to the Power 5 level at Colorado. But you got to trust that a lot of the programs that are offering this kid, a lot of Power 5 programs, I mean, he is going to come in and fit right in at one of those interior offensive line spots. And you suddenly start to look at the roster construction, especially on the offensive line for Colorado. I mean, Tyler Johnson, I think he's a plug-and-play guy. Jordan Seaton, as a true freshman, I would not be surprised if we see him out there as a starter for Colorado as well. Yakiri Walker certainly going to compete for center spots. And the last guy I want to talk about going out to the tackle position here is Matthew Bedford, 6'6", 314 pounds. This dude is built and is also a Power 5 starter at the Big 10 level, 416 pass blocking opportunities, only gave up 15 pressures. I'm getting out of breath here, a little jacked up. I think the biggest thing that you're seeing with Colorado is last year you go and take a look at some of the offensive line transfers that they brought in. They were guys that didn't have much starting experience or were coming up from the JUCO ranks or were coming up from the group of 5 ranks. You look at the guys Colorado is going after in this transfer portal cycle. I mean, Tyler Johnson, a 2-year starter at a Power 5 program in Houston. Ruben Uni started last year 11 games for a Power 5 program at Houston as well. Matthew Bedford, a 12-game starter at Indiana, a Big 10 program. They're going after guys who are starting caliber players at the Power 5 level. And for me, that just feels different than what Colorado did last year. I think the selling point is pretty clear. This is what Coach Prime is saying, selling to these kids is you have an opportunity to come and start immediately on an offense that can be extremely effective if you can get this offensive line right. I mean, guys like Deion Sanders, Dylan Edwards in the backfield, there is a ton of talent on this Colorado offense. And if they can figure out this offensive line and get Deion Sanders pass protected and get that run game going a little bit more, this is a Colorado team that's going to make some strides in 2024. The selling point is clear. And if you're a Colorado fan, you love to see the quality of players that Colorado is going after in the transfer portal. We'll have plenty more of updates for Colorado on the recruiting trail, especially in the transfer portal over the next couple of weeks. Again, he's going to get active. He's already getting active. Really excited to track it. Again, if you guys do enjoy the content and enjoy the updates, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.